What's great about the 2026 Hyundai Ioniq 9 is that it comes with a Tesla-style charge port. So you can charge at a supercharger and you have access to the giant network of superchargers and their reliable charging, and you do it without an adapter. On the downside, the charging experience is not great because it's slow, much slower than what the Ioniq 9 is capable of. So we're gonna hook up to a supercharger, show you how long to expect in the real world when hooking up to a supercharger, as well as why that might change in the future. All right, we've been charging for 10 minutes and we currently are up to 29%. We started with 15% and the car is telling us 30 more minutes until we get to 80%. So tracking a little slower than the rated capability, but kind of makes sense since it took a while to ramp up to its maximum kilowatts. So we're gonna check in 10 more minutes and see where we're at. All right, the fun begins now because charging stopped. 42% in and charging failed. We got a notification on the phone that we're gonna have to restart charging. So we've now got 124 miles of range, 42%, and we're gonna start charging. And unfortunately, this has been common with our experience so far, charging a Kia and a Hyundai at a supercharger. So we'll just keep going. All right, here we go. Let's try this again. All right, so charging has restarted and I'm curious if it's gonna ramp up to 126 kilowatts right away or if it's gonna do that kind of stepped power increase over a couple of minutes. Immediately went up to 47 kilowatts, which does mirror what it did last time, where it came up to about that level, then took another step up, then it took another step up. So we're just gonna monitor the power level and just see where it goes and see if it gets back up to that 126 kilowatts. Unfortunately, when this happens, you don't know if it's the car, you don't know if it's the charger. All it says is charging stopped. So, you know, at this point, don't know which part of the equation is to blame. We're ramping up that second step now. We're going from 45 kilowatts and, all right, past 85, past 90. All right, leveling out around 93 or so. And then I think we'll likely see another boost up to 126, and it takes about 4 to 5 minutes, it seems. Charging stopped. Charging stopped. Check the charger. Back to 0. That sucks. All right, let's do it again. All right, here we go. Third time's the charm, right? Yeah, it's doing the same thing as before, where it's up to like 48 kilowatts and it's just hanging out there. Okay, and ooh, 126.9 kilowatts. So we're back up to that maximum power that we've seen, which still far below what the vehicle is capable of doing. And we're 17 minutes to 80%. Just still a long time, considering that on an EA charger, you can go from 10 to 80 in 24 minutes. And we've seen it. Like our EV9 has done that before. So yeah, it's just still kind of a bummer. All right, so we're done with the charging test. We charged to 80%. It took 47 minutes to go from 15 to 80%, and we added 209 miles of range, which means we added 4.4 miles of range per minute. That's pretty slow. That's slower than we've experienced, less miles of range than we've experienced in a Model Y, as well as our long-term Kia EV9. I think some of the charging speed here was lost because we had to restart the charger twice because there were faults. It doesn't just ramp up to speed, which is a bummer. It takes a long time to get up to its 127 kilowatt maximum power, at least in this test. And speaking of the EV9, interestingly, we had one charging just on the other side of the wall. We own our long-term EV9, and we just wanted to see what the Ioniq 9 and EV9 supercharging experience would be like next to each other. And the EV9 had no faults, which is great. I mean, it's really good, but I've charged at this station before where I did have faults on that EV9, but not this time. It went from 12 to 80% in 50 minutes. Also, not great. It added 4 miles of range per minute. And so here's the lesson. You want to charge at home. You want a level 2 charger that you can charge overnight at home. If you are using a supercharger, it's going to be for convenience, and it's going to be because you need to charge immediately. If you need to charge fast, like on a road trip, you will want to find a 350 kilowatt EVgo, Electrify America, Iona, or ChargePoint charger. Think of the Supercharger as purely a convenience because you're not going to even touch the car's potential of what it's capable of. And right now it can't, but in the future it will be able to, because right now the Tesla posts that we're at are the V4 generation, which have the nice longer cables, but it's still powered by the old generation charger that can't take advantage of a high voltage battery like what's in the Hyundai and Kia. Now, those aren't available yet. We don't know when they'll be available, but when those more powerful V4 cabinets are available to charge, then you'll be able to maximize the charge speed of the Ioniq 9. But until then, you're gonna be doing about 40 to 50 minutes charging from 10 to 80% at a supercharger in a Hyundai Ioniq 9.